In 2025, I'm stockpiling all my $1 bills to put toward Christmas. This pouch holds all the bills I was able to squirrel away in March, and now it's time to stuff them into the Letterbucks challenge. Are you ready? Let's go! Welcome back to Ready Budget Go. My name is Drew, and on this channel we talk about cash budgeting, saving money, and achieving our financial goals. If that sounds like something you're interested in, please consider subscribing, hit the like button, and leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Today, it's time to stuff my $1 bills into the Letterbucks challenge. I do this every month. When I spend cash, if I get any $1 bills back, I put them into this pouch, and then at the end of the month, I stuff them into the Letterbucks challenge. And what Letterbucks refers to is that on every $1 bill in the US, I'll just pull one out here at random, there's a letter here. And it's A through L. This one happens to be an E, which is for Richmond, Virginia. And this refers to the branch of the Federal Reserve Bank where the $1 bill was distributed. There are 12 in total, and the branches are spread throughout the country. So this is, again, where it's distributed, not where it's printed. That is a misconception that I hear every now and then in the budgeting community. There are only two places in the US where our currency is printed. One is at the Bureau of Engraving and Printing in Washington, D.C., and the other is in Fort Worth, Texas, also at the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, but just a different facility. And the way you can tell where a $1 bill was printed is if it has a little FW here in this part of the bill. So if you see where this G is, if there was an FW next to it, that would mean that it was printed in Fort Worth. Since it's not there, this came from Washington, D.C. And I'll see if I can find one that has an FW. This one does. So this L buck was printed in Fort Worth. Excuse me. So they can be printed in one of those two places, but distributed at one of the 12 banks. Now, if you want to save other denominations this way by where they're distributed, you can do it with other bills. The ones and the twos look like this, and all of the old currency that we used to have that was all kind of in this same style also had this. The newer bills don't, but you can still tell where they came from. So here's a stack of newer bills that's from my weekly cash bank. So all of the new ones have just the seal of the Federal Reserve here. But over here is the letter and the number. So L is for San Francisco, and it's number 12 of the 12 branches. Here's one that is from Chicago, which is G and number 7. Here is Dallas, Texas, K11. Another San Francisco. Here's an I9, and I think I is St. Louis. It's either St. Louis or Minneapolis. H's and I's are really rare here. So if I were saving 20s for Letterbucks, I'd be really happy to have this one. And now we're back to the 5s. So that's how that works on the higher denominations. But again, the 1s and the 2s will have the big letter here, and it will tell you exactly which city it is. So I am going to take out all of the $1 bills, and I'm going to sort them into the different letter piles. Now, I actually filmed this once already, but somewhere along the way, my camera stopped recording, so I'm going to do it again. Most of these will already be in order, so the good news is that this will go faster. But also, when I picked up the camera again, when I realized that I wasn't recording and went through to essentially start over, I realized that I'd only counted about half the bills. So, or not counted, but sorted. So I'm going to set aside the binders here for a moment. And I'll just keep going until I get to about where I think I had left off, and then I'll start just piling those up and we'll continue on. Okay, so L, E, A, I, K, B, K, L, L, B, K, L, G, G, J, L, B, 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 C. Okay, I think this is where I left off. So let's see here. C's, and then D's, E's, F's, G's, no H's, no more I's. We've got a couple of more J's, and then K's, oops, K, 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 and then the rest are L's. Yeah, okay. So now I'm going to pick all these up in order. And I'm not surprised that I didn't get any H's. Like I say, H's and I's are rare. In fact, when I got the I just about jumped for joy because I haven't seen an iBuck in a few months, I don't think. So J's aren't very common here either. K and L. Usually, mostly what I get are L's and G's, just because L, San Francisco, is the closest to me, and G is not terribly far. If you look at the map of where the reserve branches are, Chicago is relatively close. Most of them are piled up on the East Coast. So I get a lot of G's as well. So I will get out the binders and we'll start stuffing these and marking off the trackers here in just a sec. All right, I've got the first binder open, and we're going to start, conveniently enough, with the A's. Now, I've been doing red for the last couple months. I meant to switch it every other month, and I didn't in February, but I'm going to switch it this month, and we'll use green since I'm saving for Christmas. These trackers are available in my Etsy shop. If you're saving for something else, you can write it here. I'm using a Sharpie because for me, these are a one and done. However, they are glossy finish, so if you want to use a wet erase or a dry erase marker and use them again and again and again, you can do that as well. Also, the font here is meant to mimic what's on the currency, and each one has 15 different lines in it. So if you want to make this a more long-term challenge, you can say each letter saves 15 of the $1 bills rather than doing one letter equaling $1. If you do it one letter equals $1, it'll be $25. And if you do one letter equals $15, then obviously it's 25 times 15, which is, oh boy. So 25 times 4 is 100, so 375 per sheet per turn through. So I'm just doing $1 equals one letter, and I have one lonely ABUC, so I'm just going to shade in one here. And if I have more than one to do, then I will probably just start it and come back and finish it later, because I'm not the best at coloring, and it really takes a lot of patience for me to be able to do it without going outside the lines. But if it's just one, I can handle that. Okay, so I'm going to shake off the tracker a little bit, put this mangy ABUC in the envelope, and we'll put the tracker back. Okay. B-Bucks, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 this week or this month. So we'll take out the B's, and I am just going to mark these briefly. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll come back and fill them in after. So the B's now have 5, 10, 15, 21. A-Bucks have 5, 6, 7. Okay. So the B's go into the envelope. And like so. All right, onto the C-Bucks. Get the tracker out here. And I have 1, 2, 3 C-Bucks. So I'll just mark 3 here. 1, 2, 3. The 3 go in. There's now 8 in total in the envelope. Okay. There we go. And these, I had quite a few of them already, and it looks like this one's going to fill up. 1, 2, 3. Nope, not quite. Okay, so I only have 3 D-Bucks, but that will bring me to a total of 24, which means next month, if I get one single D-Buck, I'll have a full card. When I get a full card, I do have placeholders that are also available in my Etsy shop. I have $15 ones if you're doing the lines, and I have $25 ones if you're doing the full card. So once I get to 25, I will take out the cash, put it somewhere safe, and put in a placeholder just so that the binder doesn't get too thick. But for now, these 3 D-bucks are going in, along with the tracker. Only if it wants to cooperate, and today it just does not. There we go. And on to the E-bucks. I don't think I had too many E's. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So more than I thought. Get out the E tracker here. Mark off 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4 go in. There's now 8 in total. In fact, I doubled the amount of E-bucks that I had. For whatever reason, E's are another rare one here. And E's are Richmond, Virginia, like I was saying earlier. F-bucks. I think I had quite a few of these. Let's see. 1, 2. Oh, no, only 2. They fooled me. F's are Atlanta, Georgia. So a 1 and a 2, as Lawrence Welk would say. 2 F-bucks go in, and the tracker, whoops, only after I throw it. Okay, that's it for the first half. So those are stuffed. I'll get out the second half binder, and we'll do that one next. All right, I've got the second half binder open, and because I live in the West, this one usually gets the lion's share of the bucks. So let's start with the G's. We'll take out the tracker here and count them up. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 G's. So a nice little stack there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now I have 13 G-bucks. I think by the time Christmas rolls around, I should have around $300. But I may end up using some of these earlier if the right gift comes along before Christmas, as it often does. So we'll stick the G-bucks back in here. I don't have any H's this week. And I have 1 lonely iBuck. And looky there, it's going to be the very first iBuck. So eyes are relatively easy to color here. So I'm just going to fill the whole thing in. Okay. So 1 iBuck. Goes in. I may have to start using the 5s and the 10s for the I's and the H's to move them far along, but I think I'm just going to stick with the $1 bills this year. Oh, come on. There's only 1 bill in there, and it just doesn't want to go in. There we go. All right. J-bucks. Let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3 J-bucks. And like I say, J's are rare too. I've got only 2 of them in there, so this will more than double the number. 1, 2, 3. So 3 more J's. And the tracker. K-bucks. K's are usually the second most common. Sometimes it's G's, but if it's not the G's, it's the K's. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Same number as the G's, at least for this month. So, and looking at the tracker, I've realized that I was saying that, and then I've only had 1 so far since I started all of the Letterbucks over. I took all the Letterbucks out at the end of last year because I was saving them for different things, or stockpiling them for different things, rather, I should say. And this year I decided to just put everything toward Christmas. So 6, 7. Okay. Some people do it where they use the bucks to accumulate toward, something specific that starts with the letter. So K might be for kids, or it might be for, um, I don't know, something else that starts with a K. A cat, right? A cat whose name starts with K, or a kid whose name starts with K. I mean, it could be anything, right? So, all right, there's the Ks. Now the Ls. I need 7 more to finish this tracker, and I think I've got it here. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1 more to grow on. So I am going to fill in the tracker completely, and I'm going to be looking for the least bad L, because that one I'm going to keep, and this gnarly one I'm going to send back to or take back to the bank. Let's see here. There's got to be one somewhat decent here. This one's not too bad. I think we'll keep that one. Yeah, it doesn't have, well, that one's a little better. It doesn't have to be perfect. All right, so now I'm going to count and make sure I've actually got 25. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Perfect. All right. So these are going to go back to the bank. Set those aside. I will fill in the rest of the placeholder, or the tracker rather, as I already colored outside the lines. I'm just so excited to have the first one done. And I'm not at all surprised that it's the L's. So I'm going to start a new tracker. I don't have one, I think, with me. Nope, I don't. I will get out another one and I'll have that for next week. But I'm also going to put in a placeholder. So I'm going to take one of these 25s, and it's an L buck. So I'm going to mark it for L's with my handy dandy stamp here. Okay. Dry that off a little bit. Actually, I'll just put the dollar in front of it. That will go into the L envelope so that I know I have $25 for Christmas. I will also put it in a savings account where I can name the different categories. So I'll be sure to name that one for Christmas. And what will I do with the completed challenge? Well, once I completely fill it in, I am going to just stick it in a folder of completed challenges that I am going to start kind of as a memento while I'm stockpiling money away. And someday I will open it up and go through it, and I'll be able to remember what I've done. So that is it for the Letterbucks for this week. If you're interested in either the challenges or the placeholders or both, they are available in my Etsy shop, and a link is down in the description. I have got also different savings challenge games that you see on game nights on Mondays and Wednesdays. And I've got trackers and budgeting tools that you see in my weekly budget updates, which I usually post on Fridays or Saturdays. So I want to thank you very much for watching, and especially for watching all the way through to the end. I hope that you enjoyed the video and that it was either entertaining or educational or both. If you enjoyed it, please leave me a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, leave me a comment down below, and until I see you in the next one, take care.